Hi guys, welcome to Tap House Podcast where we rate beers and you rate us. And let's go ahead and just start drinking.
Tap House.
So for those who do not know, I'm your host E, and today the beer that we have on tap is called the Heavy Hands. Heavy Hands. By the Single Tap Brewing Company, and it's influenced by Punch Out. And as you can tell on the can here, it has Little Mac and Mario as a referee. For those who have never played, oh my gosh, I already said the name. But this game, Mario's the referee, and Little Mac, instead of him having the boxing gloves hands, he has hops. So this beer here is 8%, as you can tell, alcohol by volume by the can. Again, listeners out there, I'll go ahead and put the picture up on the Instagram if you want to check it out, and I'll put the links in the bottom below for those new viewers and listeners. So let's go ahead and just dive into the beer, because I did this intro like 20 times and none of it came out good. So cheers. Ooh, as you can tell, this is gonna be that is what is this? Is this IPA? It's a DIPA. Deepa? What the fuck is a Deepa? Well, I guess we figured it out. So let's go ahead and put the pour out here, guys. Oh my gosh, that's a horrible pour. It looks like like a cider. It looks like, I think it's a hazy. It looks very hazy, very cloudy. The beer. The color of it is vanilla yellow, if that's a thing. The pour came out great, I guess. It's not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and move this beers out the way, guys, because I don't want it to get hot. Give me 1 second here. Let me just take these beers out. I might drink them all today. It's been a pretty not a bad day, but it's been a little difficult. But we'll talk about that on after the review. All right, so the smell of the beer. It smells good. It's not a tingent smell. It's very floral. Well, for me, I mean, I don't know if you try to smell it by yourself, it might be a different scent for you. It smells really good. Okay, so let me put this out the way. Let me move this beers out the way. I am not settled pretty right. I have to make sure that the beers are cold so I can drink some later. Put this one on the side for now. All right, so let's go into the taste. But real quick, the texture of the beer, you can't see through it, which is pretty crazy for it being a different color, like a vanilla yellow, like a tinge. I guess like a vanilla yellow. That's the color I'm going for, and I'm an art major, and there's a little bit of bubbles on inside of it, but not too much. A small head on top. Well, not even. It's just spread around. But let's go ahead and taste it. A little bit. I would say 50% bitter. I wonder what the IBU is for this. I should have checked it out. The liquid is it's a little thick, but that's not bad at all. It has this I think it's a hazy IPA, but I might be wrong on this one. But if it tastes like a hazy IPA or a juicy IPA, or double IPA. It's an IPA somewhere in this one, bitch. But it's actually pretty. It has a strong kick at the end. No, not at the beginning. It has a strong kick at the beginning. It doesn't really have a bad aftertaste at all. The aftertaste is actually quite pleasant. It's not a bad aftertaste at all. The beer itself, it doesn't have that many unique flavors. I was expecting more of a floral, earthy flavor, but it just tastes more of a bitter flavor side to it. The more you taste it, the more you start tasting the alcohol rather than the actual flavor, whatever flavor it is. I'm not gonna say it's a bad beer because it's not. It's actually pretty enjoyable. It's refreshing. I give it that. It doesn't have a surprising taste. The taste doesn't really catch me. It's okay on that, and that's on it's okay for the taste, but it's not surprising. We're like, oh damn, it's really good. You know, if you feel amazing and this and that. It's not that. You know, it's not that. If you're looking for a special, like, oh shit, oh god, this beer is so good, you probably won't get it here. It's a good beer. Don't get me wrong, I said, but I don't think it reaches a level that I would say for a yay. So I don't know. Like, let me just give it one more try here. So let me keep swapping it around my mouth. Hopefully we get to a final verdict for this one. I don't know. The flavor, I'm just not digging the flavor. It's weird. It's drinkable. Obviously, every beer is drinkable, but this is not like where it's too nasty or I can't even drink it. It's okay. That's where I feel this beer is at right now. It's okay. So, without further ado, I think you already get the gist where I'm going with this. So, for those out there, we have 3 rating systems: a nay, yay, or a nay, meh, and a yay. A nay is that you won't drink it again. Never want to buy it. If somebody offers it to you, I don't want it. A yay is obviously anytime, anywhere, whatever it is, whatever it costs, I'm down. And a meh is like, you know what? If you have a beer like that, I'll drink it, but I won't buy it. You know, if you offer it to me, hell yeah, I'll take it. So for that, I think this beer is gonna be a meh. Damn. This whole week I was looking forward for this beer because I think last week I was gonna buy it and I was very interested in it. But damn, kind of bummed me out that it wasn't as good as I thought it was. Oh well, you know, you live and learn. So oh man, I feel like that's gonna fall on my computer. Never mind. I don't know. Man, I feel like this mic is like louder than I think it is. Oh, excuse me. It's pretty much fine. It just, yeah. Anyways, yeah, this beer, I had my eyes on it for a while. I wanted to get it a long time ago. I never really got to it because I don't know. The can looks really good, and you're just like, hell yeah, I want to jump into that can, and I want to because you know, for a gamer. You look at that, you're like, hell yeah, that's pretty cool as hell. Like, I like that the fact they're kind of promoting games or promoting beer and games together. It's a pretty cool concept. So in my head, I was like, this is gonna be something amazing. But it just didn't have, because I know some people look at a can, they kind of see, oh, because I seen it. Okay, so let me just start off by saying this whole weekend, or actually today, I went to YouTube and I was like, beer review, right? Just to see what other people are doing, and just to get opinions of other beer people. I decided just to kind of venture in that and see what was going on. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty cool and interesting that the way they review beers. I'm not saying mine's the best one, and I'm saying theirs the best one, but it's a pretty cool, unique way everybody's doing their beer reviews. But I seen somebody say that like, I'm not here to just read the can. Just give me the beer and I'll drink it. And I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You know, I get your point of view. You just want to get a beer. You want to feel a good buzz, and you want to, you know, just go ahead and figure out what you know, just not really think about your beer too much, you know. But it's kind of hard because it's very difficult to kind of distinguish which beers are your type without even noticing what's in the can. I know sometimes they go overboard and say like, oh, it's the best beer, it's the Nobel Peace Prize for bringing the world together, and then making it one of the best domestic beers in the world. Like I know those kind of, okay, like if they say that, you expect it to be the best, but if it's just like any other beer, you're like, oh man, that's kind of stupid. And I think one thing that I didn't really think about is the way that they designed the cans and the boxes. Like if the beer costs a lot, I think a lot of it goes to the designers and a lot of it goes to the packaging. So the beers that cost the most, I mean, I think that kind of goes higher too for the price. It's just not the IPA or what's in the beer. So I mean, I think a lot of things go into play when it comes to the price of the beer. But whenever I saw the beer review, I was like, man, like for me, I think it's very important to know what it's in the beer, because in this right here in the can, you don't really see anything. Maybe it just comes with these little plastic things, right? So there's nothing very noticeable or nothing that tells you anywhere here that what it has. I mean, you kind of know it's gonna be a hop, and I guess if you know what Heavy Hands DIPA, I feel like that's something that I just don't get. I'll figure that out later on. But you know, it doesn't really have anything that tells you how it's gonna taste or anything. So it kind of bummed me out. That's the only reason why they don't want to get it the first time. But I decided to say, you know what, screw it. I mean, I'm doing a podcast today and a podcast on Saturday, so I needed something that costed not too much. So this one costed me $13, and for a 6-pack. I don't know if that's good. I don't think that's a reasonable price. It should be at least probably $11. But like I said, probably the graphics for the can and maybe some of the rice. I don't know if they need rice for beers. I don't think they do, but yeah, I don't know. If it just kind of bums me out. And when I looked at the beer reviews, I was like, yeah, a lot of it makes sense. What people just need to buy beer, they don't want to read a whole poem or a whole, a how to or about the beer. But for me, I appreciate it. And if it costs just like a cent more just to put a graphic on it, I don't mind it. But sometimes if it's over the top and it just oversells the beer, that's whenever I have an issue. But whenever it doesn't have anything, the only thing that attracts you to the beer is the graphics, and then at the same time they kind of play an audience, like, oh, gamers drink, so let's step in a gamer image, and let's grab those cash rewards from them. I know it feels like I'm singling out this beer and the brewery, but I'm not. I'm just in general. I've seen other breweries do that too as well. It's just, it's at least if this is the case, maybe they could have gone with, the health life in the bottom telling you how much the IBU is strong, or they could have gone with where on the can it has somewhere where, it has the little lives or something. I know probably Little Mac doesn't have that. I forgot, it's been a while since I played the game. But you could put like, oh, this is how many levels of a bitterness it is, IBU it is, or something like that. And you could put like on the ring, like how they have in the UFC, they have a whole bunch of graphics for like the sponsors. They could put like it has cherries, or it has this flavor. I don't know. I feel like they could have done a lot with it. And but then again, I don't know the process, how they make beers, or how the graphic kind of works with it. If it's a brewery telling them what to put, or if it's a designer wanted to figure out how it would be better, or how simplistic they want it. I'm talking about beer because today I literally just Googled YouTube beer reviews, and I was like, okay, I want to see what's up, maybe I'm doing something wrong, and I feel like I'm not. I feel like this is my own unique way of reviewing beers, and possibly the dumbed down version of it, like the bro side, like, well, the bro girl, or the girl bro, or bro she broski, I don't know. Anyways, I'll figure out a way to say it. But basically, I feel like I'm the low tier of the broskis who review beers. Don't know too much, but know enough. And I think that's my uniqueness of it. And just the fact that, I like to dive deep into it as much as I can. There's certain times where I can't even say anything about it. It was just as simple as that. Like this one right here. I mean, the only reason why I had fun with it is because Lil Mac. Punch Out. You know, it's fun. It's exciting. It's cool to do little skits for that, or just to get excited for the beer, because that's what got me excited for it. But if it just doesn't have the graphics, if it doesn't have anything what it says it's gonna be, it's just hard to kind of elongate that review without figuring out what to say. I don't know. Oh god, man, I feel like I'm having a heart attack over here. It's like it's hot, and I turned off the AC, sorry, the fan, and you can hear my breathing. But man, shout out to the beer reviews out there. Whomever y'all do, like you're making it work. I still haven't found my sweet spot, and I feel like I haven't found my my audience yet. I guess I think I have some, and I'm grateful for them. But kind of want to expand to more people, and I want to. It's more difficult when it comes to the COVID, you know, because Kay is over there just saying, you know what, I'm not gonna go no more because I'm scared again. You know, I'm like, bitch, we work together every day. Come on. Yeah, I know you're listening. So for me, I'm just like, man, it sucks because before the COVID, like I feel like I had like a little stride going, and it felt really good. And I felt good to have people on here talk about everybody else's lives and this and that. I mean, I don't know if y'all tired of hearing about my life. Like it's been a very complicated life for me during this quarantine and before the quarantine. So to get where I'm at to where I am now, I mean, it's good, but it's just I feel like the potential is it's hard to go where I want to go right now, just because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing by myself sometimes. I could talk forever, don't get me wrong, and I have a lot of other topics I could talk about, but I feel like I just want to have some type of coherent conversation with somebody else as well, because I want to have their perspective. I feel like my perspective is very skewed sometimes, and I don't want to come off as like I'm telling you what to say or what you think or what you do, because that's not the thing. That's not the case. It's just my opinion, and whatever you feel like. If you agree with me, then it's great. If you don't, then that's your opinion, and that's fine, and I respect it. But speaking of all that, right? What happened to me today? Well, not what happened to me today specifically, but if you're a dog person, and I'm not saying for those who are not dog people, if you're a cat person, I apologize. You might not want to listen to this part real quick, but it's funny because I was walking my dogs around the apartment, right? And for some reason, like every dog person that I know, I guess because my dog likes to bark at dogs, my older dog, Gigi, have a younger one, Hato, but it's weird because she never barked at dogs at all. She would just stand there, look at him, where she would just be like, you know, scared. And in my head, I was just like, okay, cool. Like she's not gonna be like Gigi, where she's gonna bark at dogs or people. But today, she just went off. She went off at the dogs. She went off at people. I was like, dude, you're becoming your mother. Like, no, you know. And then, but they're very aggressive towards each other too. I was like, man, what happened whenever I was gone? Because I took their toys away. Because Hato likes to chew everything. So I made sure there was nothing on the floor. I made a mistake of leaving my headphones on, the Sony headphones, the XMRs or something like that, all torn up. I didn't have insurance on it, and they're gone. And I am very saddened. That day I was so boned the hell out that I wanted to cry, because that's whenever I start thinking like, oh man, and am I those people who are who like appreciate materialistic stuff, you know? I don't know, because for me, like the headphones were like my to-go to, like, you know, to how do you call it, to escape. That was my escape, you know. Hear music, I feel like I wasn't like I was at a concert, you know. It sounded that good. Everything was amplified, the music, the voice, the podcast, everything was amplified with those headphones. And even if I was bummed out, I knew if I put those headphones on, have a coffee, a water, take some a beer, whatever, you know, everything was super chill. I could just lay in bed and jam out. Now, sadly, they're gone. Hato ripped them all up, you know, and it took me a while to be okay with it. I was like, okay, whatever. They're gone. It's money. It's replaceable. I'll just have to wait next year to get it again or something, or a better one. And that was that, right? And today, after like, basically the whole walking the dogs part, right? Well, whenever we walk the dogs, we have this mentality where we're here in the apartment, we avoid each other, and it's pretty funny because I feel like I might not be the only one at apartments. Whenever they have dogs, you walk them in front of the building, and then if you see another dog, we have to do like this type of a puzzle to go around each other. It feels like a video game kind of, like Bomber. And you know how you had to, oh, here's a corner, but if the bomb explodes here, the dogs will like the fire are the dog's perspective or senses sensing the other dogs, so if we're like, so this is a dog over here, this side, and we're in this corner, like, once that corners meet, or once I go to this corner, like my dog would automatically sense the other dog, and and it's hard to handle them sometimes because they slip away from the chains or the vest that I have on them. And yeah, I don't know, it just feels like a video game. It feels like it feels like a spy game where we had to, like, oh, dogs over here, dogs over there, coast is clear, and shit, it's here in front of me, fuck, so that's kind of like what's been happening all the whole time when I have my dogs here and walking them around. But when I got home and I walked upstairs, I was like, okay, cool, it was all good, we were all having fun and whatnot. And then I walk into to my room, and I saw a DVD of Deadpool 2 ripped up into pieces, and I was like, oh, how the hell did you get that? Like, I had everything set up pretty good. And that's all I saw, right? But while I was picking up the pieces of the DVDs and the plastic and the cover, I looked to the corner where I have my Ethernet cable, the 100-foot one that runs to my room, to the living room, to play my video games. Well, she chewed that up, and they ripped it up into pieces. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, the one thing that I need is my internet. And I was like, I was furious, but I was just like, okay, well, it's replaceable too, right? And then I looked at my Xbox, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't tell me she ripped oh my god. But luckily it wasn't my Xbox, it was my cable, my other Ethernet cable that connects to the Xbox. And in that moment I was like, well, there's two things I could do here: be cool about it, laugh with Hato and be like, it's okay, this and that, or discipline her. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna not talk to you right now. I'm gonna sit you over there in the corner or your bed, and that's it. I don't want to see you right now. I'll feed you, I won't play with you. I am upset at you right now. I know she's a baby, but I was just like, I don't know, I can't talk to her right now. And right now she's in the corner just looking at me. I'll give her the attention, but I was really bummed out. I was like, man, how do I make her stop chewing stuff, And I think that was my fault. I was very lenient with her, and I would let her chew everything, and I'll be like, that's fine, as long as it's not like a crazy thing, And I'll give her chewing toys and bought her like a whole bunch of chewing toys. But she just goes for like the electronics, and all my cables are ripped, the chargers for my iPhone. So I don't know, like, I'm just like, okay, well, now I can't really leave, like, I haven't left anything out, but she still goes for the carpet too. So I'm just like, man, I think she like so far destroyed everything in my room. So I'm just like, okay, well, that's fine, as long as there's nothing else she can destroy except my Xbox, but that Xbox is lifted, so, and TV. But if she rips the wires of those, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I think I'm gonna YouTube a lot of stuff and see how I can discipline her without chewing stuff. I've seen a lot of tricks, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't want to do something that gets her, how do you call it, a PTSD when it comes to chewing. I want her to have fun and chew stuff, but I don't know. It's gonna be difficult to train her. She's just a baby still, so she doesn't know any better. And I feel like next time I get a cable, I'm just gonna make it higher. That's all. I just didn't think she was gonna chew it, and it kind of bummed me out. I was like, man. So right now I have everything blocked. All the cables, I took off the cables, and all that stuff I have here, have it blocked. So anyways, that was a little ramble that I had today, especially for Hato. For those who don't know, it's my puppy that I had for like the past 4 months now. She is Yorkie / Poodle / Shih Tzu / Dachshund. And then the mother is Yorkie's / Dachshund, whatever it's called. How y'all doing out there with the pandemic? I feel like we're getting into some shit now, and I I told Kay that it's gonna probably turn out to be a super virus when it comes to the fall, and we're all gonna die. That's my prediction, and I'm not sticking by it, but it might change here and there every so often. Because I mean, you think about it, right? We have this pandemic, right? We have this issue with people. I mean, I don't know if it's anymore. It's been a while since I've seen a Karen, or it's been a while since. Well, I actually haven't. It's been a couple of days, but it's been a minute where I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know, man. The world has been very weird lately, and like I first kind of just said, you know what, we're just weird human beings. We're weird people. We just go ahead and just do random shit. We don't listen. We're chimpanzees. We're fucking monkeys and shit. That's our instinct. We want to rebel. Well, I don't know if monkeys rebel, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to look at the world as Twilight Zone, like, what the fuck? What is this? What's happening? Like, a lot of shit when you're a kid, you don't realize this stuff. I don't know I think the younger generation are realizing everything that the adults are doing right now, because back then, okay, whenever I was a kid, 9/11 happened. I knew it was important. I knew it was something that, oh, this is going to change the world kind of stuff. Like, we're going to go to war. But I never seen the politics of it. I've never seen the both sides, the Republicans or Democrats. I never seen none of that stuff. All I seen was like, they blew up the towers and we went to war. And I'm like, okay, well, I understand that, And I remember thinking to myself, because when I was young, I was like, am I going to get drafted? But I was a kid. I was, I think, 13. I forget how young I was. I was in middle school. And my mindset, I was just like, okay, well, hopefully this war doesn't last that long. Well, it lasted a fucking while. I was 18 by the time I graduated. 08. And there was still a war going on, So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get drafted. I always had that fear of being drafted, but I've never seen the politics sides of things. I never dove into it, I've never was like, I didn't care. Like, I was a young guy. Like, I voted obviously whenever I was able to, but I never really looked at the scope of things, or the Supreme Court. None of that stuff. It wasn't even in my mind. And the whole politics. That's barely when Twitter and Facebook and all them started having momentum. And even then, I have never signed up for Twitter. I think I did, and I just never used it. And but now, like, I feel like the youth knows the names of Supreme Courts. They know the names of presidents, vice presidents, vice versa, like all this stuff. Like, they know all that stuff, and they know some of the laws. They know who their mayor is, and they know who runs the city council. Things like that. Like, I think the youngins, or I guess is the millennials. I guess I'm a millennial, but I forgot the next step. Xenoverse. But basically, they I think they're gonna get their shit together. I think we're just gonna be the ones kind of going with the ride. I think our generation, the millennials, the baby boomers, and the X generation. I think it's Z generation. The older ones, right? They're not gonna see the change that the younger people are gonna do. I think we're a little. I'm not saying we're late, but for our generation, the ones who are mine, I think depending on what happens in this election and what happens, if this election goes the same way as it was last year, I think it's too late for our generation to make a change. No, I don't know. That's kind of being too harsh, because we still have no, I mean, it's not too late, but I feel like we'll see the change switch once the younger generation are able to make the differences. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like the best case scenario of everything right now, but I feel like everything's just going to shit. I don't know. And supposedly this is the bubonic plague already coming somewhere. It's somewhere in Magnolia. Somewhere I forgot where, but they have a quarantine already for like 15 people. I forgot who the fuck said that. I think Kay said that. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just. I'm just trying to survive here. Well, not survive, but I'm just trying to keep my mentality stable. And you can tell on the podcast, my mentality goes up and down. Sometimes I'm just all over the place. Like today, I feel like I'm all over the place. Yeah, it's been a crazy thing. It's been a crazy thing. I just wish that we could get back to some normality. I think even though we are all isolated, and even though we are all in different scenarios where some people are with family, some people are alone, some people are out of state, like for some college students, depending if we have colleges or classes in the afternoon. I mean in the fall, I know some online classes are able to be happening, but the human contact, the human interaction, that's gonna be something that I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one, but it's gratefully missed. And I don't know, like it's like even after this, I feel like it's not gonna be the same. I don't think nothing's gonna be the same anymore, and I'm fearful for that, because I don't know if it's gonna be for the best or for the worst. And knowing our human consciousness and our human race, we tend to jump the gun a lot in a lot of things, and I feel like we might. I don't know. Oh man, these hops are killing me. I feel like we might end up being more isolated than ever. And I think who was it? Kale was saying that there's less babies being made. The birth rate is down now. I'm surprised. I feel like you're at home more than ever. You kind of bang some babies out. You know what I'm saying? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 babies. I don't know. Like if I had a girlfriend here, like I feel like I probably got her pregnant by this time already. Not because I wanted to, but just like what else are we gonna do after then go run? Well, let's do some love. The only way this beer tastes better is by chugging them. And I'm already getting buzzed, which is not a good thing because I'm halfway done the episode. We're about 75% done. Like, I don't know, for people who know out there, this is a 50-minute podcast, unless I have audiences unless I have, a guest, then it goes on how long ever it does. It's just a camera won't record more than an hour and a half in 4K. So I don't want to go less than 4K. Once you go higher resolution and it looks good, you don't want to go any lower, even though it takes forever to edit because by the way, look at that beer. Sorry, that was kind of nasty. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. This beer tastes good though now, but it's still for me. But I'm a little buzzed. So I also have I did have a few stuff to talk about. I just completely forgot, and I feel like a lot of it is like I don't want to talk about it by myself because I want to have another person's opinion. Because talking about myself, I'll go into a rabbit hole where I will just consistently not get the hell out, and I'll probably make a fool out of myself, even though I've already done it multiple times. But I feel like this is something that I should have conversation with somebody, because if I don't, well, you know what? I'll pass off the question to y'all if you're listening out there. Like, so I was talking to M and K, mostly M, about this. Is like, okay, so what if, slavery wasn't a thing, right? What if the Europeans just stayed the fuck where they're at? They didn't conquer every goddamn nation, right? What if that didn't happen? What if in Africa the tribes are there, and the Native Americans were in the United States or whatever that was called before that, the motherland? And what if the Aztec, the Mayas, the Incas, everybody was just where the fuck they were at? Like, how would that world look like now, right? How would the Aztecs improve? How were the Indians, tribes, everybody? How would technology look if there was no interference of nations into other nations? No conquering, no slaughtering, no crusades. What if there was none of that shit, right? What if there was no such thing as a European touching putting a dick in every fucking nation? What if that wasn't a thing? Like, how would that world look like? Like, that was my question to M and K, because I was curious about it. Like, what do you think the Aztecs would have built more mythological, I don't know, buildings and shit? Like, I told him I feel like the Native Americans here would be peaceful, but I think like who would be the most craziest tribes, or what would happen, you know? Like what the hell, like what technology evolved here? You know, in my head I was like, okay, my thing was like, okay, I feel like Europe would be like Attack on Titans, you know? Not saying that the nations outside are Titans, you know, but the fact that they don't want other people to know that, what if they, you know, if they go somewhere else, they will see somebody like, okay, God, no, we should stick to our own and not touch, because there could be diseases and shit, you know, like, and they built walls. It'll be like Attack on Titan that way. They'll keep their empire inside their own place and make sure that people don't move or go anywhere just because of safety protocols, not because of there's attacks coming in, you know. Like I said, everybody stays in their own land, you know. Like, I want to really see how that looks like, and I want to see how the Mayans would thrive, how the Aztecs would thrive. Would there be more technology there? Would there be more advanced technology over here by the Native Americans? Would there be more big and strong people in Australia, or, you know, like things like that? It's very curious. Like, it's a stupid question probably, and it's probably a question that, you know, like, stupid, man. Like, if there wasn't for intermingle, like, then, you know, we wouldn't have our kids, or we wouldn't be the multi probably are now. I'm not saying that, but it's a question. It's like a what if kind of scenario, you know. What if things like that would just stay how they are, you know? Like, how, I don't know. It's a world that I'm curious about. And I need to slow down here. Yes. Oh, it's almost 11 p.m. By the way, I'm recording this on a Thursday, so tomorrow will be Friday, and tomorrow you'll be listening to me. I'm gonna do updates on the world after this little mini what if segment. I haven't done a quick shots in a long time, so it's because I don't have a partner, and I think it's stupid doing it alone because it sounds ridiculous, especially for the content that it is. Anyways, so M was telling me, he's like, well, if there was a God, right? Because M doesn't believe in a God, but he believes in a higher being, higher something. I don't know what the fuck to believe. I believe, like I said, I firmly believe in science, and I firmly believe in some aspects of religion. And I'm open-minded to a lot of things. I'm not firmly restricted to one. Well, I guess I kind of am, because I was raised Catholic, and I for some reason have a strong connection. And it sounds stupid, right? But connection to the Virgin Mary, and you're gonna be like, oh, you fucking dumb bitch, you know. It's just because I feel like, yeah, it might be coincidence, things happen, you know, but every time I do ask for help in that senses, when it comes to the Virgin Mary, my answers has always been, my prayers have always been answered. It sounds weird, maybe because I'm thinking about it and I, you know, make it to existence, like that whole thought process of like, if you think about it, it will happen, you know. That could be the case too, I don't know, but yeah, the Virgin Mary is something that I feel like, I don't know, it has a different, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Catholic, right? I mean, I guess I am, right? Because I was raised a Catholic, but like, I'm not saying to promote her or anything, but it's the fact that for me, it was just like, damn, that worked for me. Like, and I only asked a couple times, and those couple times I got my answer, you know? So, anyways, we're talking about KM. And he was telling me, like, the only one question he had was if, like, okay, if you could go to heaven, right? And he could ask God, and if he makes it to heaven, right? Well, here's the beautiful wonders of the world, my son. Live here for eternity. This is where your salvation is, you know? And then all of a sudden, he tells God, hey, God, can I know this? You know, like other questions, like those other questions of life, you know? And he was telling me, like, you think it'll be like a press of a button on the head and like everything will be like, you know, known? Or would it be like, hey, what happened to the Aztecs? What happened to the Mayans? What happened to the Egyptians? You know, well, how did they build the pyramids? Like, would it be like we go into that world and live it? And then that's whenever I made fun of it. I was like, yeah, that's the ghost. Those are ghosts, like us going through time, you know, because, you know, we're just living an eternity, a lifetime, so we're just enjoying what's going on Earth, you know. And like I told him, like, I think we get to see in real time how they did the pyramids, you know, but we're just ghosts, or, you know, other dimensional beings that are looking through time and just checking all the answers that we always wanted to know. and I made a joke about it. I was like, what if you died in 2020, right? And then once you're dead, you meet somebody from the year 300,000, you know? Like, oh shit, like, hey bro, I know you died early, but I'm the future, you know? Like you meet people from the future, so in your mind, you're like, oh, how do I process this? And like, hey, you want to go back to my time and check out the future and see how we died, you know? Oh yeah, cool. Second coronavirus, oh, okay. And you go into the future and you can take that time. I feel like that's how we perceive it, well, me and them. Like once you go to the eternity, once you go to heaven, you get to choose every segment of which episode you want to watch of Earth, and you're able to either fast forward or stay in that time period and just see all the development without interfering or interjection. Probably like a little ghost here and there, but nothing too big. And I feel like that'd be cool if that was the case, that we could see all the answers of the world in firsthand, see everything happening in firsthand. All the answers that we need to know happening. Like, oh, there's aliens. Oh yeah, in the year 1900, there was aliens coming here from Mars, or there was aliens coming here from Venus, and they were actually I don't know, some human race. They were lizard people. I don't know, but that'd be cool. You know, that'd be really great. That was the topic the whole time, and then we were talking about the educational system, but that's something I cannot talk about without having somebody else's perspective. Because the last time I brought it up is like they should get paid as much as doctors. It's a high. Obviously, the doctors go through way more training, but the fact is, like, I just want to have the conversation. You know, I want to have that conversation of like, okay, well, how much should they get paid? You know, what medical program they should be in, you know, things like that. Like, I just want to have the conversation, and I do want the teachers to get paid. And the fact is, like, I really hope that they're able to do this right, you know. Like, those teachers, I don't say this enough, are amazing, you know. And I really hope that they're able to get shit done. But we were talking about that, and I really wanted to have my sister on, but she didn't text me back. What's up, bro? What's going on? I asked if you could come on, and I want to talk about the educational system. I want to have a serious conversation about it. But she didn't talk to me. And then obviously Laura, other people. Anyways, pass. Moving on that. Okay, well, I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to get drunk now. Because once I'm drunk, I go crazy. I actually went back and listened to Joe Rogan's first episode. It was pretty fucking good, even though it was like kind of like low quality. He was still fucking smart as hell, intelligent, you know. That guy, like, he is one of my mentors in my mind when it comes to podcasting. Like, I watched him today, like 2 episodes, and then after that I watched a couple of episodes. I watched cold ones. Oh, by the way, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube because, okay, so I recently have been hearing Joji Dancing in the Dark like a fuck ton, like that, like a lot. I think I heard it at least 300 times this whole week. Like, no bullshit. Like, it's that fucking good for me. I knew I heard it on TikTok before, but people use it for like slow motion kind of like kind of scenarios. But in my mentality, like, I feel like I'm in a whole nother dimension kind of hearing it. And whenever I listen to it, I'm just like, fuck, it's really good. And then I think I started watching, PewDiePie had a stream where he had Human Cake. And I was like, oh, okay. So I knew that he was a YouTuber, but like I never actually watched his videos. So me and Am started watching his videos, Filthy Frank. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, man, like oh man, if I was like, cause I used to always want to do stupid shit. Like, I could totally see myself doing whatever he did with, like, being one of his friends. Cause I would totally do that if I had down fucking friends that want to do shit like that. Yeah, but I went down the rabbit hole, right? And I was like, man, I really respect that guy. Like, that guy, like, I mean, people, I don't know. For me, I respect the fuck out of him, especially what he did on YouTube, and like for him transitioning to music, like that takes a lot of guts, you know. And for that, I respect him maybe more when I hear him, the songs. Like, I love it. I love all of that. And then the people who are with him and that also had a podcast that's called Cold Ones. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like they also have a successful career. You know, another guy became a streamer or YouTuber, I forgot what it is. iDubbbz. And it's a crazy thing. Like I don't know. Like I just went down a rabbit hole, and I was enjoying all that stuff. So if you want to check out Filthy Frank, even though he's already kind of done with it, it's a pretty crazy viewing, and it kind of it reminds you kind of like the things you could do back then without being too controversial. Dark comedy, dark humor, and that's what he was. And like, I'm the type of person, I like the darkest fucking humor you could bring into a fucking table. I love that shit. And I feel like I try to do it sometimes, but it doesn't come off as dark humor. It comes off as fucking. It comes off as cringy, you know. But yeah, I was in that rabbit hole. I enjoyed it. I'm still listening to Joji. Even Brian. I've been listening to more YouTuber music because like I don't know about me or I don't know about y'all, but like I hear a lot of music that are mainstream. None of it has this feels personal. None of it feels like it could be related to it. Either you party, gunshots, or this and that. There's some good songs here and there, but the only one that I ever really kind of got into that kind of is relatable that has been coming out recently is Bad Bunny. And you could make memes and say whatever, but that guy has heart in his music, and him I could listen to, and you know, I could fucking jam out to it, be cried to it, happy to it, jam to it, booty dance to it, all that shit, and it still makes sense to me why he's saying those things, you know. And I guess because I listen to like him is the only one kind of where I you know, it's the music is, you know, has meaning to it. And I get there's music that you just want to jam out and just booty shake, you know? And those are cool too, but I mean, you're fucking quarantined sometimes. You kind of don't want to booty shake. Nah, I do, but I don't know. For me, I kind of want to have some type of different version of music that I want to hear. So I started to listen to Joji and more the YouTube kind of side. Most of it too does a lot. Most of it is a lot about beats, you know, the way the beats. The instrumentals and things like that, the symphonies, like a lot of that stuff kind of, you know, merged together in the right way. It's like a kind of escapism, especially if you hear it. You don't really have to hear the words. It's just it feels like the person who or the artist who did it put a lot of effort into the music itself. So like you're just not hearing a generic beat, you're hearing what he felt in the music. I don't know, it's really weird, but I'm just trying to expand my horizon when it comes to music, and sometimes some of them suck, some of them are great, but I enjoy it. I want to feel in music, you know. I want to feel the emotions. I want to feel the rawness. I want to feel how they're feeling. I want to feel the sadness. I want to feel the happiness. I want to feel the booty shaking. I want to feel everything. So like, if they make me feel that way, I'm gonna fucking jam that bitch out to like to 300,000 times until I pass out. Like Bad Bunny. The one song I like to jam out a lot to is oh my gosh, well, Vete. It seems like he's in pain, you know. It seems like it emerges all the feelings in one word, Vete, you know. Vete, you know, and I don't know, you feel it. I'm like, oh yeah, Vete. And the beat, boom. Oh, man, I paused it. No, it's still recording, but I'll figure this shit out in the video. Maybe it's to be offset. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. I'm talking too much here. Fuck me. Give me a second, bros. Give me a second. Woo. All right, well. Yeah, anyways, I could talk more, but I feel like I'm stirring too much now. I feel like I'm going in and out. So I want to go ahead and like relax, and then once it gets to the 50-minute mark, I'm gonna cut that bitch out. You know what I'm saying? All right, but okay, so I hope I get to have some people working with me on Saturday so I can record the podcast again, but with some peeps. And if it doesn't work, you're gonna have me again. But okay, so just to roll out the whole, how you call it, what's going on in the community of the world. We don't know jack shit. We don't know jack shit about Dr. Disrespect yet. So that's kind of like, what's going on, bro? What you do, bro? I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be some shit that's gonna be like, what the fuck? And then also Xbox, thank you for having the Xbox Cloud and Game Pass at one price. Appreciate it. You're the bomb for this shit. And then what else do we have in the news? A lot of other stuff, but Goya. Fucking Goya. Come on, man. Like, I mean, it's not. It's okay. It's Mexican based on whatever bullshit, but I mean, come on. Like, there's way better fucking red midis or salsas out there. You know, it doesn't have to be one. I get that I forgot the fucking guy praised Trump. I mean, that's his decision. He knew he was doing. He knew his fucking his audience and or his purchasers, and like he did that. That's his choice. It went down. What else can you do? Own up to it, you know, or disown whatever. I don't know. All I gotta say is that Fiesta, you're up for the run for top salsas and seasoning and shit, you know. Cause who the fuck eats canned beans? There's no fucking Mexican out there that eats canned beans. No fucking Mexican. We put grasa, manteca in our goddamn beans, and then put some salt in that bitch and put it in a little comal or whatever what's it called. You know what I mean? Your little things. And put it on top, you know, and let that bitch heat up at overnight. We don't fucking wait for that shit. We go to sleep, and then we cook that fucking beans. And the next morning, a little bit of warm, they mix it around, you know. That bitch will last you the whole week. We don't fucking buy canned beans. That's stupid. Like, go out of business like a dick. I've seen that too much. I don't apologize, but employees who work there, go to Fiesta. They'll hire you. They know you're hard workers. But all I'm saying is that shit's stupid. The whole boycott Goya. I mean, not the boycott. The whole buy Goya. Like, motherfuckers, you're not gonna eat that shit. I know you're not. I tried one can of beans of Goya before. It just tastes like shit. No, before all this happened, right? Because I was kind of broke, so I had to buy beans. Because I still can't cook beans. I still suck at it. I can't do it like my mom does it. My mom does it great. And Goya, and Trump had like Goya, a seasoning. Like, what the fuck is he gonna season with that? Like, he doesn't even cook anything. There's no such thing of him cooking anything, you know? Like, is he gonna use that seasoning on fucking on a book and a Bible? What the fuck is he gonna do with that shit? Like, he has to cook. You know, well, I mean, not even that. No burgers had that seasoning, you know? The only time I've seen that seasoning is like on either a steak or a chicken when you oven it. That's about it. But I seen that shit and I was like, oh my god, dude, like, come the fuck on. Like, I get that you would promote golf clubs and shit, but a fucking Goya? Bitch, you fucking hated us, you know? Fuck you. I don't care. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of seeing him. I'm sorry. This beard says it all. This beard says it all. I shouldn't have stopped the episode like 10 minutes ago, but this is a podcast that I am in, and I am not gonna get up. I'm not gonna stop it, even if sometimes my ability of shutting up is not the best. I'm sorry, sister. I try the best not to cuss at people at times, and I just do, and it happens. And what can you do about it? You know, what can you do about it? I will still live a good life because I will work hard. Because I'm motherfucking Mexican American. Oh, sounded weird. Because I'm Mexican American. My goddamn parents told me to work hard, and I'm gonna work hard even if I don't have the right ways of doing it. Not the right ways. That sounds bad because I'm not doing something illegal. Even though I have to work double to be where I live at comfortably. But all I'm saying is that I go on Twitter. I'm like, oh god damn it, again. We're all fuck. What the fuck happened this time? Like, when I go to Twitter, I don't look at good news or either. There's two things I do on Twitter. I look at memes or funny shit or news. I'm like, oh fuck, you know what's going on? Oh, and they're protesting stuff. Like, what's going on too? Protesting are still happening, and fuck you, Fort Worth, for not. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That one thing I shouldn't say. But we voted, we lost. It's all good, whatever. But the whole 10-year plan of not demolish, not disbanding the police, but just in general moving those funds to somewhere else. We lost. I talked to people. They're like, my vote doesn't count. I'm like, dude, it does count. Like, even if it's just one vote, at least you have that mindset of like, you tried. No, everybody's like, it's not gonna matter. I'm not gonna vote. I tell people to vote and they don't vote, and that seems like shit. Like, it's not their fault, but like, I mean, if it is, it is. But like, it seems helpless whenever you tell your friends to vote and they don't vote. And I'm just like, I give up. I give up on it. Like, I try. Well, I guess that seems bad as they do if I give up. But it just sucks because, like, I don't know how much we lost by or anything. I'm not saying to spend the police, like, get rid of everything, Like, just teachers need it. Other health workers need it. Give it to the janitors who need it. Give it to the doctors. Give it to the nurses. Like, give it to somebody else, goddammit. And like, if the police needs more pay, give them more pay too. But don't give them more weapons. I don't know. It's just little by little, I'm starting to be like, fucking shit. Like, I give up kind of scenario, I hope, even if they get the funding to the police, I hope they do a good job and not fuck everything up. I hope they protect the people like they're supposed to, and if they do, fuck yeah, that's great. And if there's less, problems with the community, then that's great too. If they put into training, or if they had to put the cops through more training, then that's great too. But if you do the same shit we've been doing it lately, if you're doing the same shit all over again, then it's goddamn, like, it just sucks. All right, well, I should shut the fuck up because I'm getting drunk with 2 cans. Hey, Single Tap, you did your job with these 2 cans here. I appreciate it. That's still mad at me, but now that I'm buzzed, I feel it better now. It's because I haven't really ate that much. That's why. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just stop this podcast here now. Sorry about the rant at the end. Kind of. Okay, next time you better fucking vote, you bitch. And that's about it. Anyways, yeah, go ahead and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you soon. Hopefully, if I have people who are on with me on the podcast, you might hear the episode right away. If not, I'm gonna wait until Friday. If it's just something that's not in the news right away. Oh god. Oh, my back. I haven't ran this week only because I've been so busy and lazy. So tomorrow I'm running 10 miles. Probably 10. Anyways, y'all have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. Today's Friday, so tomorrow, Saturday, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Tell the people who you love them. They love them. And yeah, anyway, so just be careful. Be respectful. Wear your mask. And at the eventually optimistic people, everything in the world we can be better, and hopefully my darkness hasn't brought you down, and we could get through this and we become a better society and nation and community and human race, and we could probably go to Mars and become aliens. So yeah, anyways, bye.